I'll watch some TV. It'll help me to relax!
Welcome back to the Ren and Stimpy recap. Last week we talked about Big Baby Scam, and today we're taking a look at Dog Show.
And with these hands, I hold the fate of millions.
We start with the title card, which is interesting. Y'all probably know already what I'm gonna say. It's a shame when these title cards just look like screenshots from the episode. I love when they experiment with colors and shading, and title cards like this, in comparison, are just more on the boring side. The music is also very similar to some other track used for a title card, but I forgot which.
Is the biggest event of the year, the All-Breed Dog Show.
Phil is alive? Or that maybe is some other dog, but I could swear it looks exactly like Phil. And we got my man Jasper in here as well. This episode is already off to a great start.
Hello! I'm George Liquor, American.
George returns in this episode for the first time in not a very long time actually. I for sure thought this episode was later down the line, like obviously it's a season 2 episode because George Liquor is in it, but I did not remember it being so close to man's best friend. Not that I'm not happy to see him or anything. George was great in his last appearance and is the only character so far who stole the show from our main characters in a really good way. Although you could make the arguments for the sheriffs in Out West.
I want you to meet a real champion showdown. My prized miniature Great Dane, Stampy.
Ren is definitely not a Great Dane. I'm pretty sure he is supposed to be a Chihuahua, although he could also pass as a rat. Especially with that tail they keep putting on him.
Look at the little rascal. Show us your lipstick. That's a good boy.
This close-up is crazy. It's not a gross-up close-up really, but it's slightly uncomfortable looking at. I think it just goes to show how much work the art department puts into the show.
There you go. Now don't be stingy with your love.
And now he got a tail again. What is going on with this show? This time it's really pink, although the last time we saw it, the whole episode had weird colors, so it could technically have been pink there as well, I guess. It's just weird.
Up. Easy now.
Actually, I'm on board with this. I mean, obviously not like that, because that is animal abuse, but just don't have a tail on Ren. His character designs works perfectly without it.
Now the smooth butt adds a regal appearance to your show dog. Looky, here's another one.
I can give him a pass for the Great Dane thing, but Stimpy isn't even a dog. I mean, the two are kind of grouped together with dog catchers and like stuff like that, but if you bring out a cat at a dog show, I don't think you'll be qualified.
See that?
Yeah, but I'm a cat.
Let her go, Rex.
I always speak too early, man. Just for context, how I do these videos, I'm watching the episode and pausing to write and record, which is really good to save time and sort of do it all in one take, but it's bad because I never know what's coming up next. It's a lot more fun this way though, as I'm sort of re-experiencing the episode live with y'all.
Fur! Look at those fine coats. They weren't born this way.
It's really funny how we see the fur of the two when he holds them close, but then as soon as he pulls them back, like just a little bit, the fur disappears. Nah, now I feel bad for the two. It's a silly cartoon, of course, but this is literal animal abuse on screen. I can definitely see why George was such a problematic character.
Don't sweat it, boys. You can lick 'em. You can lick 'em all.
That's a bad cut. I know it's really nitpicky, but I feel like that transition with the music could have been done a bit better. It's funny because they did the same thing in George's first episode.
No contest.
We see some okay character designs here. I kinda wish we had seen the dogs from the pilot here instead of these kind of just basic dogs. We already had them in the beginning, at least. No, we had multiple of them. We had Phil, Jasper, and I think there was another one there as well. So why not have them here?
Is Judge eating out of the palms of our hands?
This little thumb thing here has always been a bit freaky to me. I don't know why, but it's just a bit unsettling to look at. It just looks off for some reason.
All right. Let's have a look at your dog, ma'am.
Okay, now this makes up for the characters here being dull. We got a top tier character back.
It's in the bag. It's too easy.
Okay. You already know he finna say the line, and it's even funnier knowing that he's gonna say it, because it builds anticipation for it.
No, ma'am. I don't like it.
Yes!
Rest in peace, random dog number 3. I don't feel as much as for Phil, but still, rest in peace. At least your eyes are still alive. Nah, this dog is actually hilarious, and so is Mr. Horse's reaction. Bro is having none of this.
It's not my fault. You think I want to be seen with hair like this? Huh?
Man, will
Already, I'm putting this dog over the others here. Not only does he actually look like a Ren and Stimpy character instead of these boring ass designs, but he feels like a Ren and Stimpy character as well.
Look at you. You're begging. Shame on you.
All right.
Nah, this is messed up. I know technically the last dog that I already forgot everything about really came out alive somewhat, but still, marching into the mouth is crazy.
take a look at this.
That's my own Chihuahua, huh?
Ah, it's here this shot comes from. It's probably one of the most iconic of the whole show, and I think it nails the gross out perfectly, although, like I said before, personally I'm not a big fan of gross out. The shot just has so much character to it.
Well, this one's representative of his sickly breed. All right, he's in.
This one, however, is a bit much for me. Just the thought of having all these bugs in my ear freaks me out, so I guess it's doing its job. An insane close-up, but fitting.
Stimpy!
Never seen this breed before.
Mr. Horse lets Ren into the competition, but isn't as kind with Stimpy because he isn't pleased with the feel of his butt, which seems to be in character for Mr. Horse with his last appearance.
I don't!
We'll take another.
Mr. Horse gets pressed by George, and I wanna call Mr. Horse a coward or something, but I'ma be honest, I would fold instantly if George acted like this towards me. He is an actual scary guy.
Mighty good!
Thanks again.
Yeah, I thought so.
After seeing some ass on screen, which is nothing out of the ordinary with this show, we get the return of another character. The narrator from Space Madness is here, which is awesome to see.
Breed Dog Show Finals! I'm your judge!
Now there's a real judge for you. A man's man.
Ren's face had me laughing hard. He looks like... I don't even know what he looks like exactly, but he looks mad funny.
Boys, this is gonna be harder than I thought.
Remarkable!
This is what I'm talking about. This dog looks boring. Compare this dog to Phil, Jasper, or even the Chihuahua or whatever it was earlier. The narrator likes it though and gives it a 9. How?
Good complexion.
Atta girl, Rex.
Nice hocks, man!
Dog shows are weird, man. I know this is Ren and Stimpy and everything is kind of weird, but this is really not too far off from how some dog shows are in real life.
Is qualified?
What?
Take him away.
Stimpy looks hilarious. The faces has been on point as usual in this episode, and like I said, we are definitely doing a video about them in the future.
You lousy, rotten bum, ya! It took me months to push in that U-claw!
After acting like every dad at their children's sports game, a really mad George tells Ren that it is all up to him to make his own dream come true.
Oh, no. I ain't going up there. Why don't you do it yourself, Mr. Big Shot?
Ren talks back, and it's just now I'm realizing that he hasn't talked much at all in the episode. The same goes for Stimpy, but I think the two might talk even less in this episode than they did in Man's Best Friend, and I'm not really a big fan of that.
Oh, a smart mouth, huh? Alright, okay. I'll do it!
George decides that he himself will be the show dog. Not the direction I thought the episode was going in, but with the title card, I guess I should have expected it.
To brisket! Such a smooth butt! Oh, I tell ya!
We got some characters returning right here. I see a version of the Yak, the fire chief, and the lady they saved in Fire Dogs. Not sure about the guy in the front, but I really like how this guy in the back looks. He is actually really creeping looking, like when I spotted him, I got jump scared a little bit.
The Royal American George Hound!
George wins the competition, and we end the episode on a very proud Ren and Stimpy. So this episode had its strengths and its weaknesses. Like I mentioned, I don't like the animal cruelty we see here. It's one thing when the two are being like beat up or something in other episodes, but it's just a bit too real with scenarios like this. Even in Man's Best Friend it didn't go as far as what George did to Ren's back here. Of course it's cartoony, but I still don't like it, and like a small part of me feels like somewhere some kid watching this could get some inspiration. I don't know. I don't like it anyway. The story was pretty interesting and I liked seeing all the returning characters, but I personally didn't enjoy all the directions that the story went in. Comedy-wise, it's okay. I thought it had some good laughs, most of it coming from the faces since Ren and Stimpy didn't get to do much else here. George was entertaining at times, but I didn't find like the actual torture that he put the animals through to be very funny. Not that it couldn't have been funny, but I felt like they did it in a way where it wasn't as much comedic as it was just abuse. Fun fact, this episode was held back from airing a few months, but unlike Man's Best Friend, did get to air on Nickelodeon, although with a censored version. All in all, a mixed bag episode. Join me next week where we're taking a look at our second special of the show, Son of Stimpy.
Goodbye, folks.